Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into the October tarot card readings, I wanted to make a super small announcement. I'm doing a test launch on a new little website that I'm putting together where there's only just going to be a couple of products on there for right now. Just a place for me to share some of my favorite things. So for right now, I'm introducing my ritual boxes, or as I'm calling them, my spell boxes. These are going to be dedicated to manifesting or healing love, like romantic love energy, or for attracting good fortune into your life. Each box is going to include a beautiful white marble smudge bowl with spell matches, a hand-mixed herbal smudge, sea salt and herbal bath, crystals, a candle, handcrafted anointing oil that I poured during the waxing moon, as well as a detailed instruction booklet, which I'm currently writing, which is why I'm not going to be shipping out until late next month. This will also come with a 3-card tarot reading that I'll be writing out and including in your box as well. These are available for pre-order only, and as this is just a soft launch, things won't be shipping out until the end of October, early November, and only within the United States until I figure out how shipping works, because I have no idea. So the link will be down in the description box down below, so you can go ahead and check it out. For now, let's move into the reading. Thank you. Hey Aquarius, welcome to your October 2019 tarot card reading. Thank you guys so much for being here as always. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jane. Nice to have you. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm starting off a little different this month, okay? So what I've done here is I've extracted the 16 court cards, right? We have pages, knights, queens, and kings. And this is going to represent your energy, Aquarius. It's going to be like, what kind of qualities are you going to adapt or step into this month, all right? So if you're cross-watching for an Aquarius, this is going to represent the person you're cross-watching for. Okay, and we have the card of Aquarius itself, so very Aquarian, you guys. King of Swords is very strong. He's very well thought out. You know, you guys might be a lot in your mind right now, really thinking about things, even thinking about your feelings or thinking about your emotions too, but it's very intellectualized. There's a quality of honor in what you're doing, so hopefully you're really enjoying your work. Hopefully you're really stepping into like a purpose or a role that you're really happy with. There's a quality too of, you know, distance. And we know that that's kind of a part of the Aquarian archetype, given the nature of the story of Uranus in mythology. Detachment, right? Distance and detachment. And sometimes, you know, that can be one of the things that people have a hard time with Aquarius, is how they, you know, can just kind of go from one thing to the next, because you're very present, right? That's one thing that Aquarius definitely is. It's very present in the moment, present in what they're doing. But when you're so present doing something, there could be maybe someone that you are, you know, needing to connect with. So just make sure that you're touching base with people that you care about. Make sure you're communicating with them. Make sure you are reaching out and saying, hey, you know, sorry, just been busy. I'm still here, FYI, you know, kind of deal. So excellent way to start the reading though. Really, really good. Now, the next card I'm going to pull out is a Major Arcana card, and this is going to represent the essence of the environment in which you're operating, okay? Kind of the quality of like the air, like what's in the air. And we have the Death card. It's change. And we know this, obviously, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction happening in Capricorn, which is in your 12th house. You know, Pluto is going to be going back direct on the 3rd of October. We already have Saturn going back direct now, and now it's like a straight shot to Capricorn season, where that conjunction happens alongside eclipse season and all of that. So I know that you guys can feel this change kind of creeping over you. You can feel it washing over you. And it is an inevitability, right? Death is an inevitability. Change and transformation. It happens many, many times throughout our lifetime. And it's always, you know, purposeful in that it kind of clicks us into alignment with how we're supposed to, or where we're supposed to go. Death is meant to be celebrated. It's meant to feel very exciting. It's meant to feel like, okay, I'm finally purging all of that negative stuff that's been holding me back. And now it's time for me to just be liberated, right? And I think one thing that the King of Swords struggles with. And you as Aquarians, which I talk about this all the time, it's that double rulership of Uranus and Saturn, right? Because traditionally you're ruled by Saturn. Saturn is an element or a planet of structure, yes, which is great, but also limitation, whereas Uranus is a planet of fragmentation and liberation and freedom and revolution and all of those. So you're kind of operating on both sides of that spectrum. The King of Swords specifically taking on and managing and balancing both the Uranus and Saturn qualities. Saturn withholds obligations, fulfills duties, does what they say they're going to do. But there's also this inner yearning for that liberation always at the forefront of your mind. And the death is here to say that, it's time. It's time for you to have that breaking free moment in your life. Now let's go ahead, and you may be dealing with the Scorpio too, just kind of putting that out there. You may be dealing with the Scorpio, or there may be people around you who are also going through some pretty major revisions in their life. I see Aquarius being really, really strong with the King of Swords energy, really strong, courageous, fearless, limitless, that kind of thing. And feeling like it's possible. That's what I'm feeling. Feeling like it's possible. It is. It's possible. So let's see what comes out now with the traditional 9 cards that I pulled out. And the first card we get is the Ace of Cups. Excellent. Well, this is a beautiful story of love and emotional fulfillment and joy and finding peace, which I think during a death phase, when you're going through this, peace is something that can kind of be hard to come by. Or, hopefully not, right? Let's just say that. Hopefully peace isn't hard to come by. Hopefully you feel really substantive, like you have something to offer and you are in fact offering it, right? Your sense of gratitude, your sense of abundance is such that you are able to contribute to humanity in a good way. When we make our way into Libra season, we make that switch, right? Houses 1 through 6, all about the development of the self, and then houses 7 through 12, right? Libra through Pisces seasons. It's really about taking all that new self-knowledge that we've attained and giving it back to humanity. In Libra season, it's about one-on-one relationships. And so I think that you do have a lot to give at this point, and the world is going to benefit because of it. If you're hoping to attract something into your life, like a romantic relationship, like a financial offering, it's likely that the Ace of Cups does in fact represent that. It's going to be important for you to be open though, right? Because the King of Swords can be a little, reserved and maybe even shy a little bit. And it's going to be important for you to keep that heart open and receptive. If you're looking for a go-ahead to take a risk, I think the Ace of Cups can often just be like, yeah, go ahead, take the risk. It might not necessarily be the end-all be-all, but it's definitely going to be a stepping stone. Oh my gosh, you guys. And it's Libra season. And you have the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. So on a love sense, on the love front, right, this is a quality of maybe a new partner comes in and you just really, really connect. Maybe you do fall in love. Maybe you do have those nights where you have those deep, meaningful conversations where you really get to know the nitty-gritty of why someone is the way they are. On a business front, this is excellent in terms of negotiations, communications. If you're in court, there's settling, right? Coming to some form of positive end in mediations, that kind of thing. And in terms of friendship, this is just like you and your besties doing the things that you love to do. And again, having those deep, meaningful conversations. I think there is a lot of growth for you this month. I think there's a lot of opportunity for you to learn a lot about yourself through the eyes of other people. And also to kind of see how your perspective is shaped by other people too. So, I mean, it's a learning thing, but also I just genuinely sense that good things are happening for you. Really, really good. Some of you may be falling deep in love. If you've been dating someone for a while and you want to move forward, right? Keep that heart open. That might be the courageous act that you do, right? Opening your heart. That could be an act of courage for sure. And if you're dealing with an Aquarius who is seemingly a little bit cold and distant right now, if they don't warm up, then that's probably not like the person for you, because I think they're resisting things internally, and that's not something that you can really help them with. That's something that they have to work out on their own. When the Ace of Cups and Two of Cups presents every opportunity for something wonderful to happen, and if they hold back and if they resist, that's on them, right? That's their karma kind of coming out, and it's their Saturnian rulership holding them back. And that's just it. They just don't want to liberate themselves, okay? And then we get the Empress card. Aquarius, are you dealing with an Empress? I love an Empress with a King. I think that's an excellent combination, right? This could be the partner, the lover, or, you know, whatever else. Aquarius, if you're not wanting to get pregnant, okay, take precautions, all right, because there's a lot of, you know, fertility with these two cards that come out, especially with this one too. So if this is a dating scenario and you're not wanting to get pregnant, just take precaution. There's an era of creativity. Some of you may be developing new relationships with creative partners, business partners, that kind of thing, and really stepping it up. This is probably like a season where you're like, let's take it up a notch, right? It's ninth house energy for you. The sun going through the ninth house. We have Mercury, we have Venus, these kind of money and commerce planets going through the house of abundance, right? Ninth house. It's all about taking it up a notch, freedom, adventure. You know, it's kind of uninhibited, the ninth house. We'll eventually have Mars going through there. And then from the ninth house, we make our way into the 10th house, right, in Scorpio season. So this is all about being out there, okay? Being out there, being seen, being present, making connections, and making things happen, okay? So in a career, from a career perspective, this is excellent. And I think your ideas that you've kind of been fostering and nurturing, they're going to start to fruit and to start to, like, you're going to start seeing them take shape, and you're reaping the benefits of all your hard work. And I think you're going to be really, really, really pleased with how things unfold. Keep in mind that if things don't necessarily go your way or the outcome that you're hoping for, that is universal intervention, okay? Because sometimes we're like, yes, I hope that person falls in love with me, and they don't, and the universe is like, you know, totally in control here. It's for a greater good purpose, okay? So it's nothing to be down about. It's nothing to be sad about. It's nothing to be, you know, like wallowing in sorrow. It's nothing like that, you know, just accept it, which can be one of the hardest parts, but to just accept that maybe that thing that you so badly wanted wasn't for you, but that the universe has many blessings in store for you, right? Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Empress. Many blessings in store. If you don't know who this Empress is yet, she's probably on her way, or he or she, probably on their way into your life quite soon as a product of this letting go, right? Of something dying in your life, creating space for new beginnings. Okay, oh my gosh, you guys, this is one of the most amazing readings. Six of Wands, it's a card of victory, it's a card of success. You know, it's a card that suggests that you are on your way. Look, next year is going to feel, I don't know how fast next year is going to go. You know, because it's in numerology, it's a 4 year, right? It's the number 4. And 4s can often feel like we are, you know, it is a lot of work. To me, it kind of equates to like the Taurus kind of energy, right? It's a lot of work. We have to lay our foundations. We have to like make smart decisions, and we have to put, you know, it's the input. It's how we interact with the universe. It's the give and take. So enjoy the victories right now, right? Enjoy the victories, because what you're doing is you're excavating the land, okay? You're excavating the land so that that foundation can be laid next year, okay? So take your victories, take your successes, and just enjoy the process of wherever you are, even if wherever you are isn't where you think you should be, right? We operate so much in like these illusionary things of like what it should be and how it could be, and you know, it's just kind of a waste, and sometimes it can make us feel badly about where we're at, which really we don't need to be, especially not with the Six of Wands. there's always going to be people that, come in and try to mess up our what we've got going on. Hopefully you're not the one that's, creating any negativity here, because there's definitely no reason to be. Every reason to feel grateful. And if you don't feel grateful, find something to be grateful for, right? Find it. Go look for it. Two of Wands. See, I know that you're in this process of picturing a new life. We're all in that position, Saturn-Pluto conjunction, but you especially, because it's happening like way in your subconscious. So all of this subconscious stuff really getting purged, really coming to light, really coming to a head. And it's like you either have to get rid of that karmic stuff that you've probably have maybe been paying some karmic debt on the past few years. You need to either get rid of it and move on, or just, it's not like an ultimatum kind of thing, but it's time. Like, why would you want to hang on to that stuff? Start thinking about your life. Start thinking about what this future really looks like. What does that amazing relationship look like? What does that business really look like? And start allowing yourself to feel like it's possible. What did I say in the very beginning of the reading, right? Like, it's possible. So let's start feeling like it's possible, okay? There's no need for feeling defeat in any way, shape, or form. There's no need. I'm seeing, like, with all these 5 cards that just came out, all the positive things that come with the Death card. What we're actually looking at here is the sun coming up behind the towers. That's actually what's happening, is the sun seems to be rising on what could have been a very dark night, Seems like the sun shines brighter, after a dark night, a dark moon kind of night. And you're transitioning. This is my spiritual evolution card, making your way from the choppy waters into the smooth waters on the horizon there. And there is just kind of a peace, and in a way it's almost like a sense of relief. Sometimes I feel that with this energy, it's a sense of relief that not that you're going where you're going, but that you're leaving where you've been. That's really where the sense of relief comes from. That you know that with a change of mind. Now, because you're Aquarius, you are fixed, and because there is a lot of mental activity coming through for you, you are going to have to be, or you don't have to do anything, but it's recommended that you pay very close attention to how your mind thinks about things. Are you leaning toward the negative, or are you leaning toward the positive, or are you neutralizing yourself and sort of transcending the spectrum altogether? Positive is good. Transcendence is better, but if you can, just like ask yourself, why am I being negative about something? Why am I thinking this was a negative experience? Why am I seeing it in a negative light when I could just slide to the other side of the pole and just tell myself all the reasons why that thing is actually a good thing, okay? So that's going to be important for you to watch how you're thinking about things, because when you start thinking about things, you start instilling emotion. If you think negative, then you stir up negative emotions, but if you think positive, you stir up positivity, right? So you might as well choose. This is really where free will comes to play. This is really like where it shows up for everything, right? Use your free will, direct your free will to choose to see the good things, specifically so that you then stir up positive emotions, so that you then radiate good things, so that you attract good things. Now, because there are so many good things coming through in the cards for you this month, I see you doing that. The only thing is there are going to be some Aquarians, especially those of you who are cross-watching for an Aquarius. You're like, I have no idea what they're doing and what's going on. The problem is they are trapped, all right, into thinking, because this can be really intense, right? Pluto going direct in the 12th. This can be really intense. They can feel that sense of like build-up, and they're hiding from it, and I think there are a lot of Aquarians who are hiding from the inevitable change. which we all know you can't hide from life. We all know that because you can't hide from yourself. And so while the potential for love and connection and good business and negotiation and balance and peace is really high, just because it's a potential doesn't mean it's going to happen. Depends on how much someone leans into it. Oh my gosh, I can't even, are there even, there are definitely reversals in here. We're not getting any reversals so far. So this tells me that the energy is very direct. It's really a lot of movement, which is excellent. The chariot we love. It's a card suggesting divinity or the divine carriage, right? Literally the actual mode of transportation. You are moving. The universe is carrying you. This is going to show up on your front doorstep. Hopefully you open the door, right? Hopefully you open the door. Not everyone will. But if you open the door, you are going to be shocked as to what 2020 is going to bring for you. You will be a completely different person just as much as you're a completely different person now from who you were last year, right? This change is happening so rapid, the awakening, the ascension, all these kind of little spiritual community buzzwords, but it's happening, and you're growing, and your chariot is here to pick you up. Okay. For those of you who are connecting a lot with the Empress energy, meaning maybe you are the Empress in this scenario, or you are waiting for an Empress in this scenario, this person has also been manifesting you. Okay, they've been thinking about someone like you. They've been trying to find someone like you. All right, so I think that it's going to be what I might call an instant union, or you may feel like you're soulmates or soul sisters if this is a friendship thing or business thing, right? You feel like it's kind of a meant to be type of scenario. One thing that I love about what I'm seeing in these cards is no codependence, right? It's a highly independent togetherness. So you get to do you, they get to do them, you get to work together, but you also get to work separately. And there's no crossover of each other's paths. No one's trying to cross over. Okay, Queen of Swords. Let's see. I'm kind of feeling as though this isn't necessarily an individual. You could be dealing with a Libra, actually. You could be dealing with a Libra. You could be dealing with a Taurus. This could be the Empress energy as well. Or it could be a version of you, Aquarius, too. Or maybe this is where you meet in the middle, right? How do you guys meet in the middle? How does the King of Swords and the Empress meet? They meet in the middle by communication or via communication. If you're dealing with an Aquarius who isn't talking, this isn't going to happen, all right? You're not going to meet in the middle, because the rigidity of a King of Swords, if he's not aware of it and doesn't know how to manage it, can be really tough to deal with. But a Queen of Swords is softer. She brings things to the table. She approaches issues. She isn't shy to talk about things. She expresses emotion in a healthy kind of way, but she's also honest and direct and authentic, which can be hard for people. The Queen of Swords is a no BS kind of vibe, and I think that's the kind of connection that this is really going to be. It's a no BS kind of vibe. You lay it all out there, they lay it all out there, and from there you get to make a proper decision. And some of you may decide yes, there's a lot of potential here, but maybe it just isn't quite in mind of what I had, and that's perfectly acceptable. I think a lot of this is going to start happening after Mars moves into Libra, okay? When Mars moves into Libra on the 3rd, that's probably when you're going to start feeling like you have to make that adjustment, or you have to meet that person in the middle, or have that communication. And then the beautiful 3 of Cups, which in this instance, I don't see as anything negative. I know that sometimes this can come out as a third party situation, but I don't see it. I see it as friendship and celebration and togetherness. So what I'm actually loving about this is you have, a balance, the word, right? You have a balance of being connected on a soul level and deep emotional connection with the Two of Cups, but it's also fun with the Three of Cups. You get to go out, you get to have fun, you get to celebrate, you get to connect with the friends and people that you love. It's both in the house and out of the house, right? It's both. That's excellent. It's a great way to end the reading. All in all, again, all upright cards, even though we have reversals in the deck, means the energy is moving forward. So let's go ahead and put this camera down so you can see them, and we'll pull all the clarifiers for the comprehensive. All right? Thanks. Okay, Aquarius. So let's go ahead and start with an oracle card. I'm just gonna clarify this King of Swords for you. Any additional information that you need to know about yourself and things to know about, you know, your growth and your process. Paradox. Okay, so the card of paradox is the balancing of the extremes. You know, it's the balancing of the physical world and the spiritual world. It's the balancing of your self-care and the care of other people. So the fact that the paradox card comes out in Libra season is not a surprise. It's what it really is all about. And you may feel that pull of like, okay, I want my independent self and I want my together self and all of this. However, because of the positive nature of a lot of these cards, or the harmonious, let's say that, the harmonious nature of all these cards, it tells me that you aren't going to struggle that much with living in the paradox, okay, which we all, you know, the paradox, the extremes that are operating at all times, and the dualities within everything. And again, your Uranus versus Saturn rulership too, that in and of itself. Now let's go ahead and look at the animal. What is this deck called? It's called the Divine Animals Oracle. Ooh, and you get a deer, which is associated with power. Beautiful. And that's what you have, right? And the power is not external, the power is internal, and it goes perfectly in line. And this is also a card number 11 as well, which we know is one of the master numbers. Master number people and things have, and you know what's so funny is I know this is a number 2, but when you put the ones right next to each other, it actually looks like 11. So you kind of do have a couple of 11s, so to speak, in the deck there. But the number 11 means that the blessings are so magnanimous, but the lessons are also pretty intense as well. Again, the paradox, the price we pay for things, right? But the power comes from in how you use free will. That's really what it is. Remember, first thing that kind of came out of my mouth, right? It's possible, right? Everything is possible here, and that power is within you. All right, so now let's go ahead and pull out the clarifiers for the comprehensive reading. So these are going to be, I'm not going to talk too much about them here. If you want to watch, the video link will be down in the description box down below. And we'll talk usually for another 20 to 25 minutes about these cards that we pull. So let's start with the Ace of Cups. What information? Okay, Queen of Coins. I also just have to point one more thing out as well. The 2s and the number 6. The 2s being ruled by the moon, right? And the number 6 being ruled by Venus, being very feminine oriented. Again, a dichotomy or a paradox, the masculine king with all the feminine things here. And I think you're being very drawn to people who are exhibiting a high feminine energy, male or female, it doesn't matter. Feminine in terms of receptive, in terms of generative and creative, and in terms of fluid as well. Whereas this can be more rigid, this is more fluid, and for whatever reason, this person is really balancing you out in a really amazing way that I think you're gonna be able to perceive that. Excellent. There's a lot of coming through in terms of work. Okay, now we know that you have Black Moon Lilith in the second house, and there's, you know, a substantial focus on money and your relationship with money and what money really means for you. Another Two of Wands, excellent. Let's look at the Two of Cups. Black Moon Lilith tends to prioritize whatever house she's in, right? So right now, money is a big priority. And I think that's a good thing because it connects with your ability to feel stable. Okay, these came out. Nine of Cups, King of Wands, Five of Coins. Let's pull one more for that Five of Coins specifically. Okay, an Empress. Normally I don't recommend, you know, seeking other people to fill your void, but I kind of feel like this person is going to be filling your void a little bit in a good way. There does seem to be some concern about the Empress in terms of, should I jump in? Should I not? You know, what should I do? How should I really handle this? That's a lot of the restrictiveness, because I think it means something. And I think that was actually a weird message for Sagittarius last month as well, is it means something. Because an Empress isn't going to settle for nothing, right? So if you move forward with the Empress, it's going to mean something, and it's going to mean change. Do one more. Okay, let's look at the Two of Wands. The Paradox, Nine of Swords, Two of Wands. You're going to find yourself like feeling two things at once. Just kind of the nature of the season. You're going to be tapping in. Sorry, there was a whole bunch that flipped over. I don't want to take those. You're going to feel yourself feeling and thinking opposites. The only recommendation not the only one, but the best recommendation here is to believe what's helpful. If you're free to believe whatever you want, you might as well believe the things that are helpful to you and your life. Helpful to your pocketbook, helpful for your emotional state, helpful for your growth and progress. If you're choosing to believe or choosing to perceive something in a negative way, you're creating negative waveforms, emotionally. If something negative happened to you, maybe what you could do instead is be like, thank God that happened, because if it didn't happen, what else could have happened, Maybe that negative experience, it may have offended you, or it may have hurt you, or it may have, shattered your bubble in some way, but thank God, maybe on some level those very experiences that were negative actually were the things that shaped your life, Ooh, double death card. Okay, so this is where we're gonna, oh gosh, bottom of the deck, 10 of Cups, beautiful. So this is where we're gonna pick up in the comprehensive. If you want to join, you are more than welcome. Link will be down below. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next month. Take care.